So welcome to this month's episode of the Get Momentum Leadership Academy. You know, this idea of studying, of deepening, of really looking in the mirror of your own routines and habits. Thanks for the tee up, Jody. So why don't we just take a moment and sit back, relax, get out your notebook, get out your coursework, works if you have them. We place this topic of building better habits, looking at your routines in the month of October, very much on purpose. And Jody, I know that you had some pretty interesting experiences last month with the 5-day challenge, which we're going to talk about at the end of today's masterclass. But from your perspective, what did you see happening for people who had been trying to do what they were always doing to get something new? And what did you see as people started to shift that?
Mm-hmm. It was fantastic. And what I loved hearing people tell me was thinking takes time. And when they gave themselves time, it either flew by and they realized they needed more time to think. And those seem really like simple concepts, but we're so used to looking at the email inbox and saying, I can do that, I need to send that, I should start this. Knowing what your inventory of to-dos is fantastic. And then saying, I need 30 minutes to think about what the most valuable use of my time, energy, resources, brain power are today so that I move that forward, not just the biggest, first, loudest thing that's in my to-do list, my inbox.
And Jody, what I hear you talking about here, and this is the tool, this is the first tool. We're 4 minutes into today's masterclass. I want to give you a tool right now. The tool is pulling out a piece of paper and connecting the past to the future. And Jody, what you were just talking about was expanding out of the present, right? Everybody's busy. On Tuesday, I delivered a seminar in New York for 9 leaders from different organizations. Yesterday, I had 38 leaders, managers, and supervisors out in front of me. Every single one of them, to the person, was busy in the present. And that little piece that you just shared with us, connecting the past to the future, needs a bridge. And the hint that we'll give you, the tool that we'll give you, again, we're going to talk about Jody's next version of this, but the tool that we're going to give you is the 30-30 rule. Joe, just a couple of sentences about that, and then we're going to get into today's coursework.
People say, I don't have time to think. I don't even have time to look at my own life because I'm so busy managing and handling all the interruptions and emergencies for other people. So the 30-30 rule really is giving yourself the gift of your own attention to stop, look out just a little bit, just a month out or more, and say, what's coming towards me? What can I start? What can I delegate? What can I renegotiate? All of those things, because so often things on our calendar surprise us. And Jason and I have had this before. It's like, things on our calendar shouldn't surprise us. We put it there. We agreed to it. We said yes to something in some way. And we know when we look out and say, we're going to need tickets, we're going to need to let people know, boy, that doesn't work with our schedule right now. We should renegotiate that. We should see if there's another date available. Listening to those internal voices, like, I really don't want to go there, do that thing, whatever. How do I spin out of it? Who would want to go? How do I make my calendar something that I look forward to? And that may be, optimistic, but that's really the point. Jason, thank you so much for drawing that out. Giving yourself the gift of your own attention and giving your life the attention it deserves so that you're living intentionally and doing what it is you want to be doing more of. That's really the big ahas that I've heard from so many people that did the 5-day challenge, and myself as well. I really got to experience that for myself.
So what are habits and what are routines, and how unconscious are they, and how important are they to take a look at? If you have a copy of the book called Your Best Just Got Better, I'll bring your attention to 2 different parts, one a page, one a chapter. If you jump to page 65, and Jody, why don't you and I both model this so everyone can see it? Okay. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to experiment with this habit, this routine, this unconscious comfort because in chapter 10 of that book, Your Best Just Got Better, I actually published practice does not make perfect. Practice makes comfortable. Practice makes normal. The worst one is practice makes accepted. And I'll tell you why that's the worst one in just a moment. But here you go. Let me get you all to put your hands out like this. Just kind of shake it out like this. And then as if you're waiting, and maybe you're even a little bit frustrated while you're waiting, let me get you just to cross your arms over your chest. Okay, just like this. And I'll wait. This is an interactive activity.
Easy.
Former high school teacher. I've got patience. Okay. Now, if you'll do me a favor, just notice which arm is on top. So for me, if I were standing alongside you, for me, my right arm is along the top. How about you? What's your on the top arm? Okay, so now get that real clear in your mind. Now what I want you to do is to shake it out, shake it out. Now, as fast as possible, don't think about this, as fast as possible, I want you to cross your arms again, normal, go. Now, how easy was that? How normal was that? How comfortable was that? How accepted was that? Okay, now it gets interesting. Do it one more time, as fast as possible, without thinking. I want you to cross your arms over your chest with the opposite arm on top. Go. Now look, I don't know about you, but it took longer. It wasn't as comfortable, normal, or acceptable to me, not in a right-wrong way, but in a how that works way. If you open up the coursework to my, what do we call them, perspectives, you're going to notice that I wrote in there are 5 factors that go into me building a new habit. Now, where I want to start with this is I want to say out loud, you don't break a habit. I've never broken a habit. I have replaced an old habit with a new routine. I've replaced an old routine with a new series of actions. I've never broken a habit by just stopping doing it. I always had to replace it with something else. You want a habit of thinking through your calendar a little bit more? Jody, you and I keep talking about the 30-30 rule. Look, if 30 minutes at a time, thinking 30 days away is too much, Jode, what's the advice?
Your world. If you want to start with 4 minutes, it's your program. Look at your calendar for 4 minutes. And like what Jason's saying is do it where it's believable to you and do it consistently so you build that habit. You look up and out and say 4 minutes a day, I can do that. Now I know what's coming towards me. I'm able to renegotiate, delegate, or start working on something. And all of a sudden I'm realizing I don't have as many fires and emergencies happening around me because I've handled them on the front end. I anticipated what I was going to need and I recruited the people and the help and the support I have access to. So do what's believable. We say 30 minutes because we know that's a significant chunk of time. You can actually accomplish quite a bit of work in 30 minutes if you are undistracted and fully focused on that one thing that you're working on.
Everybody watching this recording or here live today, 2 quick examples that Jody shared with me from her 5-day challenge last month, professional and personal. One participant, one Get Momentum member said that in a 30-minute session, looking 30 or more days away, they were looking at their CEUs, their continuing education units that they needed for the year. They realized in a 30-minute session, they were already done, that they didn't need to do those extra courses that they were trying to fit into their budget and into their calendar, and they could start working on their next year's plans. And I'm not sure, I don't know, Jody, if we actually found out how much time or money that person actually wound up saving, but here's my deal. They wound up saving some money and some time.
I was going to say it's about $1,500 by the time she had the conference fee, everything, the hotel, the airfare, the travel, and just the headache and the stress of leaving her home and managing all of that. So that 30 minutes can really come out to be quite a financial savings, time, energy, stress savings. Think of what that's worth to have a nice, full, deep night of sleep and not be worried or stressed. So what's the value of that quality of life by doing these small, consistent check-ins on your own behalf?
So I want to step back for a moment and I want to share just from my perspective, once again, how important that first of those 5 phases are, the motive for your action, your motivation for creating a new habit. And this is where you get to pick, and please email me or email Jody. What